So, good morning, all of you. Due to the poor bandwidth, I just switched off my video and I wish to present my presentation. Thanks for your kind cooperation. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So once again, good morning, all of you, and welcome to this great workshop having a theme of implementing NEP 2020. This is one of the important topics where the NEP 20 has to bring the educational system in India should be globally competitive so as we are able to be a should do. That is the primary idea why the Minister of Education and AICT and all other important bodies have formed a high-level committee to implement NEP 2020, which has high-class system and so many flexible opportunities are there to increase the enrollment ratio over a period of time. And with this small brief introduction, and just I wish to get into the session. The topic is given faculty development and lifelong learning. We no need to have any introduction. So lifelong learning is the key word you could see in the vision, mission of any institutions or organization. If you go through the mission and vision of top institutions or top organizations, without the word lifelong learning, it is very rare to see such kind of mission and vision statements. So lifelong learning is an part and parcel of our everyday life. Practically we speak experience. Every day we gain experience because of the learning which has been parallelly come across each and every momentum of our life. So this is absolutely the right topic, combining faculty development and lifelong learning. And I could replace or parallelly can use another word, career development. Right? Okay. Excuse me, 1 minute. Yeah. So actually we have implemented our NEP in our university by making necessary arrangements for DigiLocker and Academic Bank of Credit. And these are the 5 pillars have been suggested by the Minister of Education: learner-centric education, and digital learning, industry-institute collaboration, academic research and internationalization, and Indian knowledge system. These are the 5 important components have been taken into a primary consideration for implementing NEP in India. And this also a laudable appreciations have been received world over. And I do have a few words about our Chinmaya University. Chinmaya University is born as university, not as an ordinary institution. And Chinmaya mission is a global organization which has been constructed by more than 30,000 donors, and every year they are funding more than 300 to 500 crores to the institution wholeheartedly. Now it is becoming a world-class university. And this institution, this university has been approved by UGC as a key concept using Indian knowledge system, restoring all the Indian traditional and Indian knowledge, which has been evaded by the former rulers before independence. So we are losing our Indian identity, so that in order to restore all this identity of India, because India was the guru and should grow earlier, and our GDP was #1. Now we are not able to compete with the other countries because of we have lost so many things. This is the good attempt made by government of India introducing Indian knowledge system in every discipline, every branches. So here, just I wish to bring the second item, third item will be absolutely relevant for lifelong learning, digital learning and industry institute collaboration. So just I wish to match these two concepts under this FDP topic, lifelong learning and faculty development. So let us get into the topic now. Lifelong learning and career development are equally important. So change is always, inevitable, and change is the only way to overcome the challenges and coming with new solutions, new offerings, new products, and everything. So in a rapid changing workplace, employees we can replace with a teacher. 1 minute. Oh, sorry for the interruption. So in a rapidly changing workplace, employees or teachers, faculty members need to keep learning to remain relevant and in demand. As we know well, why we need to be in demand, the qualified, skilled manpower will be elevated quickly, whereas the semi-skilled, unskilled people will remain in the same level always. So keep learning to be remain relevant and up to date what is happening in the emerging market, emerging scenario. Employees or faculty, whoever may be, they should be up to date to upgrade themselves. That's very, very important. Even you could see the mobile phones, what has been the model before 20, what's the model right now? Are you using the old model which has been introduced before 20 years? No. Even no one can imagine that if we are in a situation now, even with the old mobile phone like Nokia, when I was having that first set in my packet, it was hanging like anything more than 400 grams. Now it is less than 150 grams, and you are able to make everything with your mobile phones, because we need to be updated with all these scientific upgradation. Even we are upgrading our laptops and machineries, equipments, but we are not ready to upgrade ourselves. So upgrading and learning new things time to time is very, very important. So change is often inevitable, especially at work. The old organizations might change their advertising approach to appeal to new generations of consumers. You could see the advertisement recently, advertisement becoming very unique, and cutting edge competitions are there. So that in order to make even advertisements also coming with new innovations. I'm not going to take much time on advertisement, because advertisement is the key input for customers awareness, customers image. So how even advertisement also making impact on the consumer's mind, because change is always happening there, but we need to have an date and accustom with those kind of changes. The new organizations might pop up to tackle a growing need, but how do the people caught up in all change keep their feet on the ground? Now I am going to discuss about 7 important practices that will enable the employees and teachers to have an help to be mindful in their career path and to achieve the success. And this has been researched by Vacancy Lab, and Vacancy has made a study or survey with more than 7,000 employees, and they come with a common 7 important components on lifelong learning and career development. Maybe it's relevant to use faculty development also, since we are conducting FDP. Let us replace the word with career development as faculty development. The essential elements of lifelong learning mindset. So we don't have made our mind clear. We don't have any proper personal vision. We do not draft any personal mission. That's the reason why we are not able to track our growth and development over a period of time. The growth of some people which are, measurable within short span of time, they would have been elevated to different levels. The same level of employees, those who have started their journey in the same person A may be achieving level 3 or level 4, and the person B would have been in level A or B. So you could see the difference how these kind of things are happening because they are not able to adapt the new changes happening, and the scenario also not has been understood by these people. So let me introduce these 7 important elements that will enable the faculty members or employees, whoever may be, to be a lifelong learner and keep them up to date. The first important element of lifelong learning is focus on growth. You should know how do we need to be grown within short span of time, and we have to have a timeline. Within this many years, I have to do this. Like a Gantt chart or some other chart you may use with a to-do list in the short term and long term. And second important element is become a serial master. Third one, stretch yourself. Fourth one is build your personal brand and network. And fifth one, own your development journey. And sixth one, do what you love and discover your ikigai. The reason for being is the Japanese concept introduced. Be yourself as original, not to be duplicated by anybody. The last important element of lifelong learning is stay vital. So these are the 7 elements which will be carried out in this particular session. Let me start with one by one. The first important element is focus on growth. So people with a fixed mindset believe that their learning potential is predetermined by their genes, their socioeconomic background, or their opportunities available to them. They do not able to come out of this boundary. That's the major reason why we are not able to explore new opportunities, new possibilities. You see, every company, they are doing their R&D. In fact, I have done my PhD in R&D, and Dr. Saradamani Madam was my supervisor. Thank you, Madam, for inviting me. I forgot to mention your name in the beginning, and sorry for late communication, right? So I have done my PhD in R&D. Companies spend more than 40% of their total revenue on research and development in order to compete with other sellers and businesses. So this is how the change, how it is important. So they have to work on finding new solutions. I could see from more than 40 years, the ceiling fan is always a ceiling fan. But you could see the design of ceiling fan, it is changed every couple of years. Now you could see with the AI integrated ceiling fan, if you clap the ceiling fan and the speed of the ceiling fan will be increasing or decreasing. No regulatory is required. So this is how the smart way of living, which may need to go with so many research and development to introduce new products and new solutions. So you cannot within a boundary, and you should not set a mind that this I cannot do, this is not my job, this is not my area. Now, another important point I just wish to bring in NEP 2020 is that multidisciplinary. You should not stick with one discipline that will be a narrow tracked discipline, and that will not help to solve the problem socially, economically, and financially. So this is what the happening in the market. So multidisciplinary is very important. They might have thought like, I am not good at public speaking, so I should avoid it. This is the mindset people have developed. If you practice well, it will be achievable. Even Sachin Tendulkar played more than 400 matches. For every match before, he will go for net practice. He was experienced batsman. He played with almost all the veterans in the cricket industry. But every match, he sees a new match because the bowler, he approaches with new technology of bowling, new strategy of setting the fielding like that. So it's a learning everywhere. You cannot say I have learned cricket completely. Now the cricket which has been seen during the period of Tendulkar and the cricket we are watching now during the period of Dhoni and Virat Kohli is totally different. It's about learning. Now you see the total scape of business industry has been ever changing, and you cannot stick with a particular solution or particular product. So it is must to learn a professional skills, life skills, and management skills. The professional skills, is if you are a doctor, you should know how to perform a surgery. If you are a counselor, how to mentor, how to psychologically solve a problem of the client. And life skill is all about, swimming, driving, speaking. These are life skills that will help you to save at a particular critical position. And management skills, always we talk about leadership, decision making, and risk taking. These are all the important skills we need to learn. So the second important topic is element is become a serial master. So, what is a serial? When we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do we call it as a series, right? A serial means continuously having relationship with one to another. 2, 4, 6, 8 is a series which has a unique relationship that two differences like that. You would have am I audible?
No, sir, you are not audible.
இந்த 3 years of college இருக்கணும். ஸோ அதே மாதிரி நீங்கள் வந்துட்டு எந்த ஃபீல்டு எடுத்தீங்கனாலும் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டீப் ஸ்கில்ஸ் வந்துட்டு உங்கள் ஃபீல்டில் நீங்கள் கிரியேட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தென் யூ கேன் பி அன் அசெட் டு தி கம்பெனி. ஸோ அப்போ தான் நீங்கள் ஒரு உண்மையான அசெட்டாக மாறிட்டு அப்போ தான் வந்துட்டு உங்களோட கம்பெனி உங்களை வந்து வேலைக்கு எடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் அந்த அசெட் நம்ம ஒரு ஸ்கில்ஸ் வந்து கெயின் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா அது என்ன ஒரு 3 years காலேஜ் முடிச்சோடனே கெயின் பண்ணி முடிஞ்சிருமா அப்படிங்கிறது இல்லை. ஸோ காலேஜில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா they teach you how to learn such that you will be learning.
Sir, now you can proceed. Rajendran sir, now you can proceed. Sir, Rajendran sir, you are not audible. We are able to see your screen, but you are not audible.
Am I audible, madam? No.
Now it is audible.
Okay,
Now
thank
it
you.
is audible.
Is my screen visible, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, yeah, thank you. So some difficulties will happen always in the online. I'm sorry to intervene. Thank you. So second important element is be a serial master. So, for example, you already would have come across some outcome-based education. There are 6 levels are there. We call them remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So remembering which will happen every stage in our life. What we study in our LKG or first standard, A for apple, the same apple when you come to 6th standard, that apple will be related to Newton's third law. So what we remember that always remains with us. And we have to understand each and every concept based on remembering. And we have to apply what has been understood, what has been remembered, and that is to be applied. This is how the serial means which are connected every stage of our life. You, after attaining age 10, you cannot forget what happened in previous 9 years. After attaining